Hey yo, what up, bitch? Alright, so this is the part 4 of the Sumikkogurashi farm that I've made. So this is the design that I've done so far, and I really love it. I really love what I did to the place. And I wanted to show you guys what I did, so let's go start. So from here, there's a fence over here to separate the town and then the farm. Alright, so here this is a Japanese restaurant and a Japanese milk tea shop. No, tea shop, sorry. And then there's even this little truck, if you can see it, behind the balloons right there. You know, it's waving. And then there are tables and chairs to make it look like a Japanese restaurant, outdoor dining. And that's what I like about it. This is so nice for me. I really love it. And then it leads outside here, and then it's so pretty because look at the milk shop and then the coffee shop, and there's a signage over here, and then there's even a table with snacks, you know, just for a little detailed decors. And then there's a trash can over here and a birdhouse. It really matches the vibe. And then there's this little umbrella with a ghost thing. I don't know if that's a ghost or I don't know. And then there's an outdoor dining area for the coffee shop and the signage too. And then same goes with the bakery right here. And then there's this tapioca's eating a salad on top of a tapioca. And there's a balloon to really cover it up with the small tiny details to really cover it up with designs. And they even add this little tiny cart. So cute. And the outdoor dining area. And then this sweet sugar store. There's even this umbrella too, but it's blue and purple. And then there's an outdoor dining area outside the house because I made the house into a restaurant just like the previous 3 videos. And there's this truck over here. I placed this truck with a giant glass and a giant straw filled with tapiocas right there, along with the bouncing tapiocas on a gelatin with a face that's looking towards at us, just looking at us, so emotionless. And then here, it's a really wide outdoor dining area, and I'm so proud of it because I get to fit them. Look, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 pink tables. And then there's this giant cup filled with tapiocas. And then there's this tapiocas riding. Ooh, look at that tapioca holding a milkshake. That milkshake is so big, almost bigger than that tapioca. It's so cute. So if I started, it's just so cute to comprehend. Right, and then there's this tapioca sitting on the bench, and this tapioca sleeping on this spot. And what I really like about this spot is because of the pink tree and the pink flowers on the bushes. This is so pretty. I really love how it looks like. And then there's this rainbow tapioca. Look at that rainbow tapioca. It's so small. And then about the house, there's this giant thing. I don't know if it's a living being or is it just a mascot. I think it's just a mascot, an inflatable balloon. Maybe it is. Then there's this market, and I even put the signage over there. And then I even added the slide and the swing set, and then this whatever the hell this is. Well, it matches the vibe. That's why I added it. And then this tiny little fountain. Aside for the giant fountain over here, this tiny little fountain, and then a beach ball because it's next to the swimming pool. I really like the bushes acting as a fence. So it made it look like this is a separate area for the rainbow carpet, the rainbow tiles. And there's the swimming pool, and then there's the beach ball to make it part of the swimming pool. And then there's this even tapioca candy stand and a plushie stand, and then some outer dining area for that. And then there's this tapiocas inside the rainbow tent. I guess it's a tent. It's just shaped as a giant tapioca. And then I even have this Ferris wheel. Look at it. It's a Ferris wheel, and then one of them is a giant glass with a giant straw, and there's a tapioca inside. That is so adorable. I think tapiocas are just like fishes because tapiocas lives in milk teas, under the milk teas, so it makes sense why they're not drowning, why they can live under the water, because it's not even water. I think it's meant to be a smoothie because one is blue and the other is pink. I mean, water is blue. Well, not actually blue, transparent. Alright. So there's even this pink balloon to cover it all up with details. Oh, and there's a gray cat who just joined. There's this event where these two just joined the farm. And then there's even this little ginger cat. It's ginger. It's a ginger cat. I don't know if it's a female. I think I don't know. And then there's this gray cat. It's so adorable. They're so fat. And then what I like about this farm is that I covered it up with blue flowered bushes. And then there's this cart in the middle, and I really love it. It really made it part of the barn. And there's my farm. I'm farming. Right, so now moving on, we'll be talking about this restaurant inside the house. It's supposed to be a house, but now I turned it into a restaurant. Alright, I really love how I designed this because look at the wallpaper. I mean, look at it. It's space themed. It's so space themed, and then there's even this giant door that shows the way to the rainbow, and it's so beautiful. And then there's another rainbow over here to make it a double lock because of a double rainbow. You know what that means. If you know what that means. And then there's even this rainbow that serves as an entrance. You know, when in video games you saw something floating and then you approach it so that you can exit the building. Then this tables and chairs, it looks so clean. I really love this design of the table of the indoor restaurant because it looks so clean. Look how clean it looks like. Because it's just so, it doesn't feel spacious, but at the same time it doesn't feel so crowded. That's what I really love about it. And then there's this two rainbow tapiocas just painting that paint container that is, well, part of their creativity, I guess. Then so I renovated the walls, and now the decorations look like this. And then I put this diner signage over there, and then I put a TV and a clock just in case someone wants to watch TV. I mean, you're gonna eat, and then why play with your cell phones because you're gonna use your hands to eat? That'll be unsanitary. Instead, just watch a TV, watch your favorite shows. And then right here, there's a kitchen over here. I put a different kind of wall, and I really love how the kitchen looks like because it's so cute and pretty. And now this is what it looks like. So right here, there's a two windows, one window above the stove and then the other window where they can reach. And then I really love how the shelves look like. It's so pretty. I really love it. And then right here, the placement of the stove and the tables, I really love how it looked like. It really felt like a realistic kitchen, and that is what I really loved about this kitchen. And then of course there's decorations over here, and then even a piano over here so that someone will play a piano if they don't wanna watch TV. They can listen to music, some beautiful music like Sugar by Maroon 5, but in an acoustic version. And then there's this plants, flowers to make it to as a little details to hide the spacious spots. It helps, and they're so pretty. It even gives the vibe for the piano. And there it is in the window, the picture, and then this shelf. It really gives the vibe for the piano, the decors for the piano, and that's what I love so much. And look at the blue dinosaur just sitting down. Look at the tiny hat of the blue dinosaur. And then look at this tapioca's just hitting the drums and then just walking and walking like that. And then I don't know what this polar bear is holding. I think those are strawberries. Yeah, I think those strawberries. Look at the fat cat sitting. Look at the fat cat. And then, yeah. So all I got to say about this part 4 is that I am so proud about this. I'm really so proud about this, including that Ferris wheel over there, and then that fat giant tapioca who's holding balloons, and then the pink tree with pink bushes. I really love this design. I think I love this design even more than the previous tree. I really love this so much. And that is all about this video. I hope you also like the design of this, because I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this so much. And there's a lot more areas in here, but I think I'm already contented with this, because with such a big space, there's a lot of spaciousness. So I think it's much better if I stick it with something that only fits. Something that fits the whole. Just a simple tiny hole is the only goal to... Wait a minute. Oh, forget I said that. That sounds really inappropriate. Hope YouTube doesn't demonetize me. Alright, sorry if I said that. I didn't realize. Alright, so that's it about my new farm. And thank you for watching. If you want more videos like this, all you got to do is like, share, and subscribe. And then there are more videos about my content where I posted analog horror. You better go watch it, because it's scary, it's funny, it's a comedy horror, analog comedy horror, and it's so... I hope it's worth it to watch for you guys. And that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.